found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are. And like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia, and this is Free Range, where we graze on wild ideas, and we have wonderful guests. And my wonderful guest today is Michelle Marie Angel, and we're going to talk about freedom for happiness and evolution. And what we're talking about, what we mean by that, is our founding fathers in America laid down the law. Our laws support freedom, the pursuit of happiness, free speech, and freedom of religion. This blueprint for freedom and happiness is for the entire world. The founding fathers knew the perils that we might be facing, so they incorporated the Second Amendment. We will not give up our inalienable rights to liberty. The spirit of truth and our passion to take a stand is preserving our freedom that supports our soul's evolution. The light is way more powerful than the darkness. We are manifesting our potential of conscious creators as we step into our highest divine destiny. We remain united. We are evolving. We are the light. So let me bring Michelle on. She composed that. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for that wonderful beginning, because things are happening in our country, and I'm happy to see people standing up. I know there's still a lot that still are sleeping, but I'm seeing many more awake than I have in the past. It was really getting frustrating. So anyway, I just thought that was, people are evolving, people are standing up, and it almost makes me misty-eyed, because it makes me proud of people when they do that, because it needs to be done.
Absolutely. We are taking a stand, and it feels like there's like a sort of a revolution all at the same time, because we're in the light and for the light.
And we are light. Period. I mean, really, if you look at us in the microscope that goes as far as it possibly can, we're light. And that's kind of amazing when you think about it. So sound takes form in the form of light, I think is how it goes, if I remember correctly. But anyway, it's all a form of consciousness that we're learning, that we should have been taught when we were knee-high to a grasshopper, and we'd be the biggest creators around. I mean, but
that's what's coming up. That's our children. That's what they're going to get. That's actually what I'm building, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's awesome that somebody's actually doing that sort of thing. I believe, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now. The super soldier, I had him on, Tony Rodriguez. He's working on some type of education for children too. And it's unfortunate that we adults missed it, but we've gotten it at the later stages in our life. And I can't imagine how, what it would be like had we been able to get it early on. So there were some things that you wanted to point out in some of your books, I think, that we could bring forward.
Yes. I just want to start.
I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me, did you say?
Yeah, I heard part of you. You are doing a little bit of cutting in and out, but just keep going and I will do the reading. So that'll help. Just to let everybody know, Michelle moved and she signed up with a new internet service, and she's been having problems with it. And she pays a high price, and she's not getting what she should be getting for the money she's paying.
Right. That's right.
So
Yeah.
it might be, if you want to save bandwidth, you could take your picture off, but I don't know if you want to do that. Or we could just let me there. We were going to read a couple of poems that are very fitting to the topic.
Yeah, it won't matter because it's not about the bandwidth.
Oh,
It doesn't matter what I'm doing. It's in and out.
it's just something's wrong with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I just thought we could start with, I was wondering if we could, if you would maybe read a poem, and section in It Is a New World After All, this here.
Yeah, I have that.
It's about destiny.
Yes, I read that. I want to read that. Yeah, I'll read that.
Do you want to start with the quote?
With what?
The quote is on the first page. Yeah.
Okay, yes, the quote. And it's under the title of Destiny. It says, happy is the soul who attracts to the divine during the sacred journey of a lifetime. Destiny is the target, but the progress of evolution is the goal.
Yeah, it's happy is the soul who attunes to the divine. So
what did I
basically,
say?
Attune.
Okay, what did I say? Something different? I don't know. I missed it.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah. So basically, what we talked about before, that direct connection, each individual has a direct connection to God and to their own divinity, their own higher self. And that's what it's talking about.
All right. So and then the poem is on the next page, and it's called The Destiny of Every Man is Death. That sounds funny. But anyway, okay.
I know it does, but when you read it, you'll get it.
I know, I did. I did. But I'm just relating to the people that may be hearing this right now. So the title, The Destiny of Every Man is Death. If you shall confront your creator at the time of death, what then shall be your purpose for living? If you will be accountable at the time of death, then by what standards shall you live by? If you can only save the treasures of your soul, then what shall be regarded as worthy investments? If the destiny of every man is death, then what has the pursuit of happiness have in common with life and death?
Yeah. So we're talking about, it's a philosophical question, and people pursue happiness, it's even written in the Constitution, which we're going to talk about.
Right.
So we pursue happiness, and yet, and so, what is based on this, what is our purpose for living? It's like, if you consider that you're accountable, what is the pursuit of happiness? And the fact that you're accountable, it's just something to think about.
Well, yeah. What it makes me think of is that we were born and created in love, and that's what love, peace, and joy is, the kind of thing that we should be working on in this life. That would be the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now I think you were going to read that first paragraph, but I think it'd be better if I did, because you're cutting in and out. Yeah.
You want to just read? So you can read it because I'm cutting in and out.
Yes.
But it's the essay is called Happy Journey.
And you're just talking about the first paragraph, correct?
Yeah, read the first two paragraphs.
Oh, the first two paragraphs.
I'm just under the title.
All right. Okay. It's like she said, it's Happy Journey. It says, we are a family of souls helping each other to reach our highest destiny. Destiny is our aim in life. It's what we want to accomplish in terms of who we wish to become, what we want to experience, and what effect we want to have on others. From the higher perspective, we are evolving our souls. We are using life to refine who we are. We are purifying our expression of God's love. We are illuminating our virtues and talents along life's journey, shedding the remains of our ego like a chick emerging in its eggshell. Our identity is shifting with our consciousness. Instead of thinking of ourselves as separate, we understand our qualities of uniqueness and our connection to all that is. We are waking up to oneness consciousness, the natural state of unity. We are the eternal essence of spirit, knowing a greater part of itself. We realize we are in natural communication with nature.
Yeah. So
Nature's where it's at.
yeah, I mean, really connection, and we are connected. And just think how much the powers that were want to be divisive and make us feel, go against each other instead of staying united.
They've been great at that, haven't they?
Yeah.
They got us divided in every way you can possibly imagine.
Well, they try, but they don't really, not unless we buy into it.
We're rising above it all.
Exactly.
More and more people all the time. I'm seeing it, and it's so refreshing, because for the longest time I didn't think anybody was getting it, and I was maybe there's something wrong with me. But now more and more people are getting it. I'm so happy about that.
I think that we've been growing through it. There's a lot of different stages. And, for a while there, for a long time, people were being really guided to seek the truth inside and outside. And with all these truth revelations, I mean, this time. And so we discover our shadows, the collective shadows, all the things that have been happening behind the scenes. And that actually activates us to transmute energy and to, rise above all that, overcome it all, come into our strength and our power, and realize who we truly are. So the revival, drink the God, that direct connection, and coming into our passion and power as we evolve through all this stuff. And, when I'm active, I feel completely optimistic. I feel really excited. I see the growth. I'm just like, the overall big picture is that we have come a long way. You just went. It was me.
I'm sorry, I got myself muted, and I was just talking about, it just reminded me of Virginia Slims, those cigarettes.
Yeah, I know. It makes me think of that too.
That's funny. Okay. Boy, they didn't last long either. They don't have them anymore, do they?
I do want to mention that we are on page 17.
16. And we moved to page 17.
Journey is on page 17.
17.
Yeah. I just thought I'd mention that because it's sort of like a magic number.
Yes, it is. Very interesting meaning too when you look it up.
Yeah.
Spiritual evolution.
And so the very bottom paragraph, the one that starts with the pursuit of happiness.
Yes.
Can you please read that?
Yeah, sure. The pursuit of happiness is such a fundamental desire from within each of us. Its recognition was guaranteed by our founding fathers in the Constitution of the United States. They realized that to find our own happiness, we needed complete freedom to be and express. Freedom to speak our truth, make our own choices under divine guidance, grants us the peace and love that we so deeply desire.
Yeah. So, the spirit of freedom and the spirit in the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, our freedom has been under attack. And so
vicious attack.
And I believe that our spirit Our awakening is giving us that passion and that power to stand up and say, no, we're going to stand for freedom. We're going to fight for freedom. You know, we're going to reveal and uncover everything to try to cover up and deceive us into, canceling our freedoms. That is not going to happen. And I'm feeling the passion and I'm feeling the power. And I know that so many people are, there are groups, there are individuals, in the United States, worldwide. And so that's what this talk is about. It's like that spirit of freedom is not going to go away.
And the sound of freedom has really accelerated that whole thing. It really has. Don't you agree?
Say that again. What accelerated?
The sound of freedom.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. And also, what I firmly believe is that all the ways they tried to keep us divided, that collapses all of those walls of division because of the love we all have for children. Everything that divides us collapses now and dissolves, and we are united again in the love for children. We are united. That's so important, to be united in love.
Yes, because they've been so skilled at dividing us in any way, in every way they can. And we're coming out of that. And this love for children is big, real big.
Yes.
That's our future. They are our future.
Exactly.
We won't have a future if we don't save our children.
Exactly. And I can tell you feel how I do. Very passionate. That's good. And I think a lot of people do. Passion, we have the power, and we're going to realize how much power we have and how united we are. I do believe people are saying that. And so anybody that lets, their little ploys divide us, you got to look beyond the ploy and stay united, because that's how the main thing is, we have to keep our freedom now. This is the time to stand.
And excuse the expression, but you need to eliminate and forget about the petty BS.
Exactly.
You know what? There's a couple of paragraphs I'd like to continue reading, if you don't mind, because as I read them, I thought, I think it's important stuff from what granting freedom to others to just be who they are, speak and be heard, exercise their own free will and make their own choices is paramount in these changing times. So if somebody has an opinion different than you, let them have it. You don't have to agree with them, and they might not be right, but you might not be right either, because we're finding out more and more all the time. It's not about being right, really.
Exactly. Everybody has the chance to express themselves. That's what freedom is all about. We can love each other. We don't have to have the same opinion or point of view. We can love each other and hold that space of unconditional love and let everybody express themselves.
Exactly. And this is really important, this next expression that's made here, because I've seen this be one of the biggest problems in relationships and so on. And it says, let go of expectations. Let go of jealousy. Let go of addictions. Let go of control and manipulation. Let go of greed or selfishness. Let go of fear. Surrender all of these aspects to God, the creator of all that is. They will be purified by the fire of love and returned as creative energy, wisdom, and love. Let's see, is there something else I was going to say here? Choose happiness. Claim your freedom. Live peace. Express love. Be true to yourself. Value and honor who you are. Realize your own self-worth without the need for external approval. Don't allow others to try to take away your free will. Do not do what you love to do. Be honest, be authentic, honor all your feelings, accept your human errors as part of the growth process. Don't condemn yourself or others. Forgive.
Yeah. That's that space. We came here and to evolve, and we get unconditional love and forgiveness from God. We can certainly extend that to all of our brothers and sisters.
Exactly. And here, have compassion for the process of life. We are all doing such a good job. For every person who vows to make choices of pure intent based on love and goodwill toward all, many people become healed and whole as a result of that. Very important. Very important. I could just read this whole book online here. So let's move on. Very inspirational. This one is It's a New World After All.
Yeah, it really is helpful. And when I wrote this stuff, it didn't have as much relevance as it does right now. And
I know, I can see that. I'm going, it probably didn't pick up then as it will not. Now is that the timing is now.
It's flowing through me. It's, it was just flowing through me, thank you, God. And so I read it, and I get more out of it, when I read it than when I wrote it.
That's because it was that's really cool, because you had a chance to absorb it.
Yeah. Well, and also the times have changed, and it is more relevant.
That's true. That's true. And then I think from here, okay, you have an evolution quote on page 107. I just, I looked that up and I don't see the quote.
That is on Live Love, I believe.
Yeah, I have that book here, but I don't see what you're referring to, unfortunately. 107, which part?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I think it is that book. Yeah, I've got it. Read it. Look, just let me know if I'm cutting out.
Okay, where are you? Are you on?
I'm on page 107.
Live Love?
No, it's still this book.
Oh, okay. No wonder.
Okay, so I'll read it and let me know if I cut out or not, okay? I'm on screen right now. It should be okay.
You are a little bit, but let's go. Go ahead and go. I'll let you know.
Okay. For whatever we do, lives, whatever we have, whatever places or people we experience, at the end of it all, what we have left is what we have become. That's our soul's evolution. It is the ultimate reason.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. Are we doing were you doing the poem on the next page or no?
No.
Okay. Maybe another time, because that's a good one too.
Yeah.
Okay, what about let's see, where was the other one? Now which book am I in? We want to do the one about what's happening right now.
Oh, did you want to do A More Perfect Union? The one that was
yes, that's the one I'm from.
Yeah.
Which book is that in?
Yeah, forever. Because we were talking about the founding fathers, and that's I really had the founding fathers on my mind and in my heart. And so I talked about them, when I was talking about the Constitution, and the poem A More Perfect Union was basically a prayer to founding fathers in poetry form. So,
okay, I didn't hear what you cut out. It's
okay. The founding fathers.
Yes.
Is my heart and mind, and it's on page 98 of Forever Free.
Okay.
And it's called A More Perfect Union.
Okay, here it is. Okay. Founding fathers, wise men past, let us in your presence grasp your intentions and your plan to live in harmony on this land. Universal law you knew well, from God's heart the truth you tell. Illumine our minds with the sage light, help relieve us from this plight. Sick with greed and selfish taking, we lost some souls through money making. Increasingly poor, failing health, we witness schemes for power and wealth. Boy, have we seen that here lately. All these countries have sold out their people for money.
Right, right.
That's exactly, and the power of being in charge and control. Well, anyway, okay, moving on. Commercial programming, brainwashed compliance, corrupted self-worth and self-reliance, lost to war, personal conviction, drowning in debt and drug addiction. Like a flower facing the sun, our thirsty souls turn toward the one. Inward attention with humble reception, we open awareness with advanced perception. We see truth, none can hide, behind false image of vainful pride. Great Holy Spirit, inform the meek, secure solutions that we seek.
There's another page. There's another page.
Yes, I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm turning the page. Okay. We, the people, lost our voice. United again, we now rejoice. In stillness, we still hear your song, explicit wisdom to right each wrong. Forgiveness always we will render, but only to God do we surrender. We claim our bounty, we care for our health, we reunite with spiritual wealth. O great ancestors, we cherish thee, we bow to our Father on bended knee. A more perfect union, for we now strive. The bell of liberty is still alive.
Yay.
Yay!
Yeah. And that says it all. That's like the spirit that we're carrying today. You know, the sound of freedom, the freedom that we carry in our heart, the freedom that was given to us by God.
Free range.
Free range. We are free. And we don't into any deception that up our freedom. And so, you know, how do you make freedom? By the power of overcoming, the power of discernment, all of our consciousness. We're having a consciousness evolution, which is our revolution. A consciousness evolution, revolution.
I love revolution.
And actually, the consciousness is light. Light is information. Information is the truth that we seek and we find. So truth is our sword of truth that makes us overcome all the evil, all the deception, you know, everything that they're trying to do and take away our freedom. We have that. That is our armor of God. You know, we are standing together with our swords of truth, and we are going to be victorious. Don't you feel that?
Yes. Like I said, I'm so proud of my fellow brothers and sisters in America and all around the world, really, that are standing up and saying, enough is enough. No, we're not doing this. No, we're not, you know, going into lockdown again. No, we're not taking any more of your things like that. And no more of this either. So stand up, be brave, everyone.
And no more selections.
And no
more selections.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, that makes me want to mention something that's very important coming up on August 16th and 17th. You want to go to Lindell Event, I believe it is, .com, and sign up for a presentation that he will be making on the 16th and 17th. And oh my goodness, he has a lot to say. There's somebody who has information that's going to, it will certainly impact everyone's life. And the people that are sleeping, I don't see how they could sleep anymore. The corruption, the level of the corruption is beyond belief. They sold us all out.
Yeah, I saw that video by Pete Santilli. And so, you know, sort of to summarize what he was saying, so they had all this information. They weaponized
Yeah, I sent.
And they weaponized it. And so what they did was, then they tried to take that information and claim it was state secret. The CIA were in control of that information, and they were trying to say it was state secrets, and so nobody could have the information. But a judge ruled you can't do that when you're going against
It's criminal behavior.
yeah, no, you can't do that. That's not going to fly. Plus, the guys have those so-called state secrets. All that information is out there. And so what he was saying on that video is that nobody's going to wait to 2024, come and hear this information, because it's
once you do, it's going to be mind-boggling and changing, because you will be appalled if you don't already. We already know a lot of the corruption. It probably even goes deeper than we know at this point. But for the normies, so to speak, or the people that haven't been paying attention, they're going to be shocked. But it needs to happen. The truth needs to be told.
Yeah. Lies don't fly. Lies don't fly. They tried to cover up. And again, this is the time of revelation. The truth is light, the light is might, and we are right. And we are going to stand for our rights and stand for our freedom. And bless Lindell, all the whistleblowers, every single digital soldier, every person that's standing to fight, no matter where they are carrying their sword of truth, in the community, at the school boards, and the good judges, the good people, doing investigation, the good people, some of them have given their lives.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Truth. God bless their souls, and God bless all the people that are still here and standing for the truth. We won't back down. That's how I feel.
No, we just keep putting it out there and putting it out there. I just even said on Facebook recently, just today, this morning, as a matter of fact, I put up this information from, that Mike Lindell is going to do, the Pete Santilli video, and said, just Facebook people, just post whatever you want to post. They can't take us all down. Just post it. Take the hits. It doesn't matter. Take the hits. Let them, because then let somebody else come up with the same thing. That's what was happening with the digital soldiers. Don't be afraid. Just do it.
So that also happened when Dan Ellsberg brought out the information about the Vietnam War. They would shut down newspapers that were trying to bring parts of it out, and the paper would print another part. They'd shut them down. Another newspaper would print another part. And so it's like whack-a-mole. They can't get everybody. Don't live in fear. Don't live in fear. Go for it.
If you know something that other people need to know, put it out there and put it on Facebook and put it on Twitter and put it on what other platform that you use or go to, because it needs to be out there. We're in the process of presenting the truth, and people need to know it. Once that frequency becomes overwhelming, look out.
I think we're already in the majority. I think the end is near. I think they even know the end is near for them, the powers that thought they were, because they never really were. I mean, God is always the most powerful. But, they can play their games for a little while, but, too many people have awakened, and this momentum of awakening, of the light coming out, it's becoming an avalanche of information.
Definitely. It definitely is. So, where do we go from here?
Mm-hmm.
The next, we have,
I think there was another one that I wanted to share, and that was the one about intention. There was
yes. I knew there was something else. I couldn't think of what it was, though.
Yeah, yeah. Let me find out where I have it. I have a bookmark in here somewhere.
Oh, 155. In a New World After All. I just found it. I got it.
All right.
Want me to read it?
Yes, if you want to read,
Yeah.
Maybe it is, and then, we might want to make a comment on,
Okay.
and then then you can.
Okay. It starts out with the intention, and it says, before you tell your life what you intend to do with it, listen for what it intends to do with you.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective.
It's like, what
sure.
is my blueprint? What is the plan? It's kind of step back instead of taking a step back and going into self-reflection at the deepest level and go, what is my purpose? What am I here for? What is God's will for my life, basically?
Really? What can I do to help?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can I do to make the change? Because obviously we need change.
Mm-hmm.
To the better. Okay, the poem here is called Modeling the Life. And I'll read and then stop as it appears appropriate to discuss.
Perfect.
Okay. Consciousness is the clay or source of what we make. Our intentions give directions for the forms to take. The love in our hearts is the energy, the essence in motion that stops to be. Our consciousness is the light we turn into form. The ideas of our mind will all be born. If we are not aware of how we create, we still experience the forms of our mistake. Now that, I think, is something that people aren't aware of. And and I used to say, that's not true. I don't believe that about we create our own reality. I said, there's no way. I didn't create this. I didn't want this. And so that gets to be, I think you're frozen.
Am I frozen?
No, I guess you're not frozen. You were just frozen in thought, I guess.
Yeah.
You were frozen. But anyway, that's a lot said in that right there, because our thoughts have such a profound effect. What's the matter? You seem
Yeah, I'm just I actually was closing some windows to see if I could, help this process. Do you still see me? Do you still see me?
yes.
Oh. All right.
Okay, so
yeah, go ahead.
one of the things that I wanted to point out about this first two paragraphs that we read is that if you have negative thoughts all the time about yourself, about others, or whatever, that's what you're going to manifest. And people don't realize that. And until you can start listening to yourself or listening to thoughts that may pass through, and that's not mine. No, that I don't accept that. No, delete anything negative, and anything that you can turn from a negative to a positive would always be a good idea as well, because sometimes things that we think are negative, we don't see the silver lining, that there's actually light there that you're not seeing yet, but you will.
The main thing is that we realize that we're creating in every moment, because thoughts are creative.
That, I guess that's the biggest part right there.
Yeah.
So negative thoughts bring negative results. Positive thoughts bring positive results. And so it's challenging to stay in positivity when we're surrounded by so much negativity.
Right.
But anyway, okay, I'll move on to the next paragraph. Our superconsciousness is ultimately in control. If we're not alert, our foibles take their toll. All levels of consciousness come into play. In the end, all is perfect, come what may. that's what I was referring to. Things that seem bad may not be bad.
Right.
There's a silver lining, or there's something good behind what appears to be bad. So, and that's going to be happening right now, because the collapse is going to seem really bad, but and it certainly is going to be challenging going through it. But the reward later is much greater.
Yeah, because energy, everything is energy, and it cannot be created nor destroyed, but it does change form, and you can change, the less desirable forms into more desirable forms. Raise our vibration and become conscious creators. The more we're improving, our reality.
Overall, yes, definitely. Okay, by being aware of how we create, we love ourselves and others with dreams that we make, conscious of life and how we're evolving, no longer perplexed by the problems we're solving. But now we see all conscious and using, but now we are all conscious and using all data from life that's no longer confusing. The recipe for reality in absolving all pain has its basis in love, from which we all gain. Suddenly, as we unite, we heal all of humanity. We suffer no more from separateness or vanity. With cooperation, we live in joy and peace. The healing comes from the love we increase.
Hey, we keep increasing.
Yeah. And truth, the love of children, the truth there is so important, and people are already rallying behind it. I think I have that other video where they're talking about the sound of freedom. I don't know if you want to watch that or not. Maybe I don't have it up. I guess I thought I did, but I don't. But I could find
I
it.
see the link I sent you with the interview.
Yes. Yeah.
That was very, that
You
was.
want me to? I can play that.
Sure. That, to me, that was very heartwarming.
It was. Let me find it, and I didn't bring it up this time, but I will. Let me copy that link. Get back up here, and whoops. Wait a minute. Okay, I found it. So now I just got to share it. Okay, I'll take us off the screen, and then they can see it's bigger that way, and people can see it better. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can still hear it. If I need to bring us on, I will. But share screen. Share. And let me see what I have here. Okay, I'll take you.
This movie, Sound of Freedom, it's hitting milestones. It's a box office surprise. Americans are flocking to the theaters to see it. So tell us about getting this out there, and could you clarify the reports about Disney essentially shelving the film when it first acquired 21st Century Fox?
First of all, I am so grateful for what is happening. I'm just, I feel like I'm dreaming, and I'm afraid to wake up because this, if it's a dream, it's been a beautiful dream, but it's been too long, so I don't. And especially, Alejandro, the director of the film, and myself, we are from the same state, northern Mexico, state of Tamaulipas. So we moved to America many years ago, and he didn't speak English, I didn't speak English. So then we connect and we open a production company, and with one goal, to make movies that hopefully will entertain and hopefully will make a difference in people's lives. The first movie that we produce and he direct is a little film that has changed the lives of so many people, including our own life, Bella. After that, we did Little Boy, and this is our third production, 20 years. So it's these 3 movies in 20 years. And it's been 8 years since we met Tim Ballard in Los Angeles. So when we met Tim Ballard, we knew that that's the film that we need to put together, because this is about a real problem. Child trafficking is a global problem, especially US and Mexico. As you know, USA is the #1 consumer of child sex in the world. Mexico is the #1 provider. I love America. We need to make America and Mexico free again. We need a movement, this movie movement. That we knew, we just didn't know how and when. So after we finished the film, almost 4 years ago, I made a beautiful deal with Fox Latin America. It was beautiful. It was one movie. It was a documentary. It was a TV series, and many other things, right? So, but then after that deal, months later, we didn't see this was coming. Disney bought Fox, and all my friends who I made the deal with, they left. So now I'm in Disney. I showed them the movie to them, finished, and they told me this movie is not for us. I say, okay, well, that's not, not everything is for everybody. I understand. Well, just give me my movie back. I said, well, yes, but you owe some money, to us, because the debt before with Fox now it's belonged to us. I know, but what about then the documentary? What about the TV series? What about the money that you owe me too? Because you said that when I finished the film, they were going to pay me this amount. So we started negotiating for a year. Now, for a year is a lot of time, because I wanted this film out, and so it was 1 year. At the end, we negotiated. I took the movie out of Disney, and then I started knocking doors with Netflix, Amazon, and other studios, and they all rejected it. Some of them they didn't even answer my phone calls. They say, I have a very important project. This is for you. We want the whole world to see it, and you have the platform. You have the right platform for this movement. Please help us. It's not about the movie anymore. It's not about me. It's about the children. We sent hundreds of messages from different people. Nothing. So you have 2 options. Either you give up, call your investors. I did what I could. Let's put this movie on YouTube for free. But then I thought they may cancel it. So should I put it on my Facebook? They may cancel it too. So I was really frustrated until I was praying to God, please send some angels to rescue this film. I'm not giving up, because this is saving lives, but it's been 8 years now since we started this project. It's a long time. And then Angel Studios show up. I didn't know who they were. I mean, I knew that they did The Chosen, but I was hoping for a studio who understand global releases, big infrastructure for a movie like this, because I wanted to be involved in a movement. In order to do a movement, you need a lot of muscle, right? So, and then where are these guys? Well, they're in Provo in Utah. Where is Provo? Well, you have to go there. So next thing you know, I'm in this town in the middle of nowhere, talking to Neil and the Harmon brothers, Jeffrey and Jordan. And you know what convinced me? When I saw their passion and the faith that they had for this movie. And I needed a partner that, another crazy guy like me. These guys are crazy. We're crazy. 2 crazy people doing crazy things. I love that, disrupted outside of the system. And we signed the deal in 5 days. In 5 days. Then they asked me, when do you want this movie to come out? I say, Independence Day, Mexico Independence Day, September 15. Great idea. The next day they call me, no, we changed our mind. Why? Because if the US is the #1 consumer of child sex, we need to shake the conscience of this country on July 4th, Independence Day. Yes, let's celebrate freedom in one hand, but in the other hand, let's do something to bring freedom back to those children that are not free. So that's the day for this film. I said, okay, there's one challenge. It's the most difficult season for a film like us, because we're going to be competing with Indiana Jones and Mission Impossible, These movies are big. They have hundreds of millions of dollars for marketing and publicity. We have $2. I mean, we have not. It's going to be a joke. They're going to humiliate us. I mean, humiliate. We're going to be humiliated. We're going to be in theaters for 2 days and then out. That's reality. Humanly speaking, it's impossible to survive. It's God's children are not for sale. If God is with us, who can be against us? So let's do it that day. Okay. So the exhibitors, they thought we went crazy. They were going to give us like few theaters, but then when they saw the film, they got behind the film and they gave us more theaters. Next thing you know, we had more than 2,000 theaters. But I was very realistic, even though I have faith too. I thought maybe we survive 2 weeks, and that's it. That's enough to at least start a movement. I never imagined in a million years that we beat Indiana Jones on July 4th. We were the #1 movie in America. It's unbelievable.
What do you think that says about American priorities? That, like, you know, you guys beat Disney-backed Indiana Jones, and like, you guys essentially beat Hollywood.
Well, American priority. Who is America? America is more than 350 million people, right? You have good people and bad people. Like in Mexico, you have good people and bad people. So look what happened when the good people of Mexico and the good people of America meet. Sound of Freedom. So what happened when the bad people of Mexico and the bad people of America meet? Chaos. So my goal is to bring the good people of Mexico and the good people of America, shake hands. We're not only brothers, we're not only neighbors, we're brothers too. And we can change the world together. And Sound of Freedom is an example. 2 Mexican filmmakers, Alejandro Monteverde and myself, Jim Caviezel and Tim Ballard, 2 American heroes working together to save the children. If that's not the American dream and the Mexican dream, I'm living the Mexican dream and the American dream together. And I'm so grateful to God, all glory to God. He is doing everything.
So what do you say about CNN had a guest that said the film was creating a moral panic? Why do you think that the establishment media, this seems to be a pattern, why are they saying things like that?
This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I mean, I laugh so hard because it's too late. I think they underestimate this film. That's why this film was not attacked in the beginning, because they thought, these guys are nothing, Disney will bury them alive. When they saw that this film was the people's movie, not the establishment movie, people show up. So then, when they saw the success that we were the #1 movie of America, they start attacking the film. It's too late, too late. Millions of people show up. They're lying, you know, they're lying like from A to Z. But you know what? Those lies, somehow God is using these people who doesn't want this movie to be seen, so other people can wake up, and the people wake up. Movement is growing, it's too big. Millions of people, 5 million people now have seen the movie. It's too late. No one can stop this movement. They can take me, they can take Jim Caviezel, they can take Tim Ballard. They cannot take millions of people. This is just the beginning. This is only in America. We received like more than 700 emails yesterday from all over the planet asking for the film in each country. This is going to be bigger than what we thought, and I'm so grateful to God, and especially millions of people are praying. I believe in the power of prayer. Millions of people are praying for this film since many years ago, and I see that this is God is using broken instruments like us to deliver a message of love, and he's putting together an army of love to save these children, which are our little brothers and little sisters. And I'm just so happy to be part of something bigger than myself. Go and see Sound of Freedom. Go to angel.com/freedom, angel.com/freedom. Buy tickets for you, buy tickets for your family, and buy tickets for other families who cannot afford a ticket. And because of your generosity, they can see the film for free. God bless you. God's children are not for sale. They are. Together we can end this.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Yes, it was. It really was. And it is so true what's happening.
Yeah.
You know?
I liked, there are 3 things, especially I liked what he said. One, he said, we're not just neighbors, we're brothers and sisters.
Yes, yes.
And he said,
I really appreciate it.
he recognizes the power of God in all this, and he says, to God the glory. And the other thing he did, he laughed when he said, what do you say about all these, like naysayers and everything? And he laughed, and he just said, that's just so funny. They lie, they lie, they lie from A to Z. And, nothing can stop this truth. It's too big now. It's already out there. And, this is it, the thing is, we are getting our freedom back. I mean, that is the bottom line, isn't it?
Exactly. And it just it almost makes me misty-eyed to hear that, and to know the impact that it's having, and that it's spreading around the entire world, and those children are going to be saved because of it.
I know.
It's a beautiful thing.
I know. So many people are praying. So many people are praying all these prayers and everything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the prayers are being answered. The prayers are being answered, and there's no doubt about it. And so freedom is a gift that can't be taken away. And if you want to read one more, there is a poem called The Gift of Freedom. It is in Forever Free. Free.
Okay.
And
what page?
93.
Page 93. Oh, 93? 93? Okay.
Do you want to read it if you don't want to?
Oh, yes. No, I want to read it.
Oh, good.
I just got to find it
I know,
first.
you're great. You're just all the time. Good.
I like to read these anyway. The Gift of Freedom. Okay. When the light of consciousness is all that remains, the weary traveler enlightenment gains. Inspired, rejuvenated, fulfilled by its own essence, the awakening may be stark, but embraced by God's presence. An open heart and mind, seeking with humble curiosity, receptive to God's love, receiving Spirit's generosity. As realization of oneness prevails, expanded awareness removes all the veils. Direct perception of truth, shifting identity to the light. Pure love dissolves barriers to wholeness. Vibration reaches highest height. Knock on the door of consciousness, divine purpose comprehended. Enter the kingdom of heaven where freedom is presented.
Yay, we are free, and we never have to give it up. That is so awesome. And the thing is, we create our own reality. And when we turn to God, and then we're given the powers of creation, and we understand them, we can use these formulas reliably and have success. We understand. And in science, what they do is they test hypotheses, they test, these kind of things. And so consciousness, how consciousness creates reality, and then you apply those methods that are given to you with your direct perception. And I wrote a video about success stories, and I've mentioned that before. But once you get the formula, one the other creations, and we are conscious creators. And it is science, by the way. It is the science. It is the physics of consciousness. And all you have to do is understand it and apply it to get reliable results. We are free to create our own reality. So me not being programmed or deceived anymore. That's part of the awakening. When you don't buy into other people's visions or deceptions, so the limitations, we are breaking away from those shackles and limitations of what we can do. And we are free, and we just don't give freedoms. So really a beautiful time to be alive. We're just,
yes, it is to be experiencing this transition. And that's basically what it is. We're transitioning to a much better realm of living consciousness and our whole life for that matter. And it's not that far away. It's really
Yeah,
not.
the light is victorious, and the truth is setting us free, and it's setting the children free.
Yep, and that's absolutely critical. What's those children have been suffering and going through is unbelievable, and we have a responsibility
And in
to
so
care
many
for our young.
ways, and that's what I love about RFK Jr., because the other kind of ways that children have been attacked is through the, you know,
The whole childhood program,
yeah,
the entire thing.
exactly. Yeah,
What they've never told people is they've never done a study
exactly.
of this versus nothing
Right,
else.
right.
But there are studies out there now indicating that the children that don't do this don't have allergies, they don't have ear infections, they don't have all the
Autism.
chronic conditions, or autism, especially autism.
Mhm, mhm.
How can I forget that one?
The truth are children free too.
And look what
you know,
happened. Do you remember when they had? Yes, and do you remember when they had the? I think it was the lockdowns or whatever. Nobody was getting. None of the infants were getting their thing, and SIDS went plummeted.
Yeah, yeah.
So we got some serious stuff going on, and when people find out what was really going on with all that all that was created to make them sick, to make our children sick. I guess I better not talk about it anymore. I got some YouTube channels on.
The thing that they've done, Larry, is that they've inverted everything. You know, they use flowery words for deception. They've used that word that you just used, SIDS, that acronym. You know, that's not a diagnosis. That's just, you know, a cover up.
Exactly, you hit it on the net.
When they came out with ADS, ASD, same thing. It's not a disease in and of itself. It's a you know, a product happening. You know,
are you about ADHD? Is that what you were saying, or was you saying something?
No. Sudden death.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Used to be, you know, we had that.
Well, where did that pop out from?
I wonder.
Just all of a sudden, people are just dropping off like flies.
Yeah,
But they all have something in common, and we know what it is.
And way too many, and it's becoming obvious. And so, you know,
it's another wake-up call to people. So
truth is setting us free. And so, you know, all of us are freedom and, you know, hanging on, you know, to our rights, and we're going to dissolve all of those things that were those fake unconstitutional laws that take our freedom away. Those are really fast.
All of those statutes and codes that were created are all designed for making money, basically, in some manner, shape. Frequently goes back to the politicians, and we're going to find out how true that is.
Yeah, the whole network of, you know, say the baddies. Sometimes people use that term like, you know, a good term, the baddies, because they sort of work together, you know, around the globe and in of life.
Oh, we have a negative comment. Maybe you might like to address it. You know, if you come to make negative comments, I just ask you, why don't you just leave?
No attention.
Yeah.
It's based in the science of consciousness, and I've sort of already explained that.
So there. I just
each person is a scientist. Actually, each person, life is your lab to realize, you know, what your powers of consciousness. If you don't know how to, then learn the powers of creation. You know, consciousness does create reality. Learn the physics of consciousness. Learn the physics of light. Consciousness is light. If you learn the physics of light, it's collapsing the wave function. There are main things that you can, and everybody is and that is the science of consciousness. There are many people that you can look up. Neville Goddard is one. He describes a method of creating reality, and he himself says, you can prove this. It's science. You can prove it the way science does. You test it out for yourself and make it work. So follow Neville Goddard. He actually explains the science as well. Greg Braden explains the science. Richard Bartlett explains the science, collapsing the wave function. Many people have a way of describing and explaining the science of consciousness and how we create reality. You can look up anybody's description, try it out for yourself, be your own scientist, and when it's reliable for you, then you have that power of creation.
Thank you. And I have to say this, the people thought they were using that, follow the science to get this, and look what happened.
Right. Yeah.
You got to follow the money, not the science.
Exactly.
Because the money is what pays for the science to create what they want.
Yeah. Well, even words have been weaponized and, misused and so forth. Really, when it comes to science, our choices, our individual evolution, our own science, like you have that direct connection with God. Nobody is a better scientist than yourself. We are all scientists. What does not work in life?
Just like we're our own best doctor as well. Because
Exactly.
How many times have you gone to the doctor and they won't listen to what you're trying to tell them?
Yeah.
They got to tell you what they think is right. Not that they can't have, an inkling about what, but they need to listen. They haven't been listening to their.
And that's what
patients.
freedom and liberty and sovereignty is
That's
all
an
about.
ego.
Being into your own power, not being a victim in life. We have the ability to use the light of consciousness and the highest love vibration to create what's good for not only ourselves, but good for one and all. And that's what love is. We always want to help one another and serve our brothers and sisters. I mean, we are here to help, to spread the truth, to spread the life, to bring enlightenment and empowerment and encouragement, and, to help people understand more and to really feel good about, this is happening. We are maintaining and reclaiming our freedom. And this is the good news of the hour. This is the good news of this show.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Michelle, for everything that you share and the wonderful poetry that you've written. Definitely inspired. No doubt in my mind about that. So we'll be back next week for another show with information to keep you happy, joyful, upbeat, and know that things are getting better and the best is yet to come.
Yay! Lots of love.
Lots of love.
Well, I really appreciate you.
We have found our way. It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are, and like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. destiny awaits. We are all the actors in the stories we create. Hope will be our guide. We'll no longer hide. When we roll like thunder, feel the wonder from inside. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show